Yes, we are back. Back again in Train Sim Classic. Back again in the Pacer. And yes, it's the AP version, the Armstrong Powerhouse version 2.0, where we're currently with the Leyland engine and the semi-automated manual type gearbox thing with Clag on the maximum. And we are here at a very noisy Paddington train station. No bears in sight. With our destination not, in fact, Barry Island, but that's what's chosen because we seem to be in the Transport for Wales livery. Well, the final, if I was to do this whole journey, we'd be in Penzance. But basically, I wanted to see how this goes on this route because I may do this whole journey over the Christmas period. So today I'm going to see how far I can get. Basically, my end destination would be Swindon, with many stops on the way. Let's open the doors. And good evening to Ethan, Trent, Greg, and CN. So yeah, doors are open. So yeah, we'll have a look at the destinations. So leaving Paddington, Acton Main Line, Ealing Broadway, West Ealing, Hanwell, Southall, Hayes and Harlington, West Drayton, Ivor, Langley, Slough, Burnham, Taplow, Maidenhead, Twyford, Reading, thank you, Tilehurst, Pangbourne, Goring and Streatley, Chelsea, Didcot, Swindon. So 20-second stop is Swindon. Arrival 8:54. It's currently 7:04, so it reckons an hour and 50 minutes. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. If you watch this on YouTube, by the way, hi. This is going out on a day, one of them. There'll be links in the description below to where you can get this train. Linking the route's more difficult, so there'll be a link down there to the Discord server as well. We'll go. I'm going to go. Right, we might be able to hear the whole engine thing in here because it's noisy. It did take a while to be able to get the right engine and gearbox combination. It's not easy. I get caught out by the red. Hi, Mr. Skills. Oh, we got a green. So yeah, I don't know how far we're going to get. On our train to Barry Island. I've got to. I keep forgetting I'm not in Train Sim World 4. I've actually got to keep my eye out for the signals. Is it me or is the engine? I don't know if the engine volume is something you can actually increase. The engine volume seems quite low. How am I feeling? A lot better. Turns out I did in fact have COVID. Did a test first thing this morning, a very faint line. But did a test this evening and no line. Right, we got a green. Yeah, this is my first time. I wonder why I felt really rough. Yeah, I had a COVID booster last year. Properly smoky. Yeah, can we get this thing to Swindon? In the next couple of hours, that is the question. Lots of stops along the way, or pretty much every station. And yeah, the final destination, if I scroll down, 66 stops, the final one being Penzance. Well, last time we did this, it took a long time to get to Didcot, from memory. And I think this is slower than the standard one. Yeah, there's definitely the engine audio. I don't know if I got the window open. The engine audio is definitely quieter. Now, I don't know if that's something you can... I'm guessing it is something you can adjust in the settings. But with the route we did in this with the Huddersfield thing, the engine audio was almost, well, pornographic. Oh, I think they had this up to like mid-80s when we did it last time, on the bit between Didcot and Swindon. Maximum speed of 75 though. But we'll see. What's the prediction then? How far do we think we're going to get? Is it going to make it to Swindon? Timetable says an hour and 50 minutes. Penzance. I'm not going to Penzance. Because there isn't enough time. It's like 8 hours. Your wave as I pass Swindon. Well, that's as far as I'm going, so I can leave the train there and go home and go to bed. Okay, we might be failing at our first stop here. It's fine. Nothing to see there. Here's the AP one. Well, as I said, I think the engine audio is certainly lower. Or let's get to the ambient audio's louder. It's fine. There we go. Oh, it does sound good. Right, without any of the ambient noise, I might actually be able to hear the thing accelerate now. Well, I stopped. Passengers will be able to get on and off. We might be slightly late now. There we go. Right, are you ready? That's just so good. Right, flat out then. 1 mile to Ealing Broadway. Hi, Bagbot. Nice Doki. So yeah, so we're not going to gain much speed. We're not going to be doing like... Well, until we get to Didcot. I think that's going to be our biggest gap. Well, I thought doing this because of the whole pacer coming out for Train Sim World 4, I thought it'd be good to have a bit of a go in this one, because I hope the one in Train Sim World 4, oh, that gear change, I hope the one in Train Sim World 4 just sounds as good as this does. Right, Ealing Broadway. Can we actually stop it at this time without having to, you know, reverse? Let's try the braking thing. So yeah, we'll hopefully be able to bring you the Train Sim World 4 version on Monday. It releases on Tuesday, but I've been told I should be able to bring it to you a day early. Good thing with lots of stops as this has got, we get to hear it accelerate lots. Yeah, ignore the Transport for Wales livery and the fact that it says it's going to Barry Island. It's fine. You imagine getting on this all the way from Paddington to Barry Island. That tick over though. I'm going to have a jelly baby. Might be able to taste them. No. Right, are we ready? If you weren't here for the last one, this is about to be train porn. Are we ready? Oh, the bloody train ruined that moment. I love the rev matching. It's almost like it's double declutching, which a lot of youngsters wouldn't know what that is. Yeah, this is painfully slow. So we did have the idea of doing this with multiple people here, and at every single station swapping drivers. Can you imagine with this close together? Like less than a mile. Right, we are now about to arrive at West Ealing. And you can always see the next one as well. Hanwell is on the map. Uh-oh. Oh no, we're going to be fine. And get oh, we got the modern interior. Now, it was fun and games trying to choose the right engine and gearbox for this. I now know how to do it. So next time we do this, I will change the exterior and we'll go back with the basic one. Well, it was the whole palaver. Ethan was on the phone to me when I was trying to do it, and I was getting really frustrated. Even enlisted Larwood's help. Right, Hanwell. I just love that gear change. Yeah, I will choose the older interior next time. Well, yes, it's stopping at every single station. I say, if we went all the way to Penzance is 66 stops, 319 miles away. The next stop is Hanwell, where we're already 4 minutes late. So this hour and 50 timetabled route, yeah, I don't think it's going to be an hour and 50 minutes somehow. And I think the biggest gap is going to be between Didcot and Swindon. Excuse me. Yeah, someone going past us. Oh, crap. In something that's going way too quick. Mind the gap. That's a hell of a gap. That's definitely a mind the gap situation. Mind the gap between the train and certain death. How was Clacton and Jaywick? Didn't get to Jaywick because the weather was so bloody awful. Got off the train at Clacton, walked across a little green opposite the train station. The rain was coming down, the wind was in our faces. We literally walked to a bus stop, realised it's the wrong one, walked to the right bus stop, got on the bus and left. Went to Walters on the Naze. That is almost pornographic, isn't it? Oh, we got 1.6 miles to the next one. I don't know how we're going to cope. I'm doing this partly because I didn't think I'd be in a well enough state to be able to do the planned game tonight. But also, because of the pacer coming out in Train Sim World 4, thought I'd give this a go. So that we can then compare it to the Train Sim World 4 one next week. I just hope it's as good as this. From what I've seen in the video, the Train Sim World 4 one accelerates too quickly, changes gear too quickly, and doesn't sound as good. Whereas this thing's, you know, glacially slow, which is exactly how it should be. Right, Southall, where we're 4 minutes late. I can't remember how late we were against timetable when we did the whole Paddington to Penzance thing. Hi, Nitro. That's definitely quite bouncy as well. Yeah, they've really nailed the audio in this. Thing is, now I've used the Leyland version with the semi-automated manual. I couldn't use the Cummins because it just doesn't sound as good. Welcome aboard this service to Barry Island. So yeah, we're trying to get to Swindon. We started at Paddington, so currently at Southall. Then we got Hayes and Harlington, West Drayton, Iver, Langley, Slough, Burnham, Taplow, Maidenhead, Twyford, Reading, Tilehurst, Pangbourne, Goring and Streatley, Chelsea, Didcot, Swindon. Okay, that sounded good. See, if Train Sim Classic can give us HSTs and 800s, why can't Train Sim World? That's just that it is just too good. It reminds me of driving an old truck that I drove. It reminds me of driving an old manual coach that I drove once. The gear change was extremely slow, So it was a case of change gear and there was a long pause while you moved the gear shift into the next gear and then managed to accelerate again. Right, so we've got 1.4 miles. Right, Ethan's a bit of a weirdo. Just double clutch it. Not that. I do remember double the clutching on an old truck though, which had a crash box on it. Like first, second, no. Couple of lower gears were crash gears. Anyway, is there any other long gaps between stations apart from Paddington to Swindon? Right, slowly in. Maidenhead to Twyford, okay. Ethan, can you delete that comment above, please? And any future comments from that person. Oh, see, we got a bit of slippage lights going on. Thanks, Trent. Or just, well, I didn't mean ban them, but okay. You couldn't find the button, so you banned them. Wow. Okay, remind me never to annoy Ethan. Hi, Michael. That took a long time to stop. Welcome to Hayes and Harlington. Welcome aboard this Transport for Wales service to Barry Island. That isn't going to Barry Island. Actually, that's got to be the thumbnail, really, isn't it? Oh, God, no. Wrong game. There we go. Right, you ready for porn? Anyone that wasn't here? We're getting gearbox or we're getting wheel slip, and I don't know why. Come on, train, sort yourself out. They're made of, I know they're made of metal. Wow. I didn't know how much higher those revs are going to go before it decided to change gear. We got a 90 limit. We're doing 43. 1.4 miles to West Drayton. We're currently running 5 minutes late. Any trips for the kids this weekend? Nope. I will be leaving the house on Saturday. I've been in the house since Saturday. Had COVID. Did a test this evening which came back all clear. So back to work tomorrow. And yeah, I will be going out somewhere on Saturday. Go somewhere on a train just to annoy Ethan. Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious if I posted a picture from Swindon train station? Well, you wouldn't know because you'll still be asleep. Go to Jaywick. Right, we will shortly be arriving at West Drayton. Oh yeah, he's going to Chessington on Saturday. Well, going on trains is a lot more exciting than going to Chessington, somewhere you've been loads and loads and loads of times before. Right, West Drayton. Not very many trains going the other way, though, is there? You'd think, this being the busy main line up and down between Bristol and London, that there'd be more trains than there have been going up and down. We've had a couple. You blamed Ethan for me getting COVID. I'm blaming Ethan as well. Although, realistically, when sore throat started on the way back from London on Saturday night, it wouldn't have been that quick. Or I had a bit of a cold coming and then caught COVID from someone on the train somewhere. Oh yeah, Lara did make the scenario, didn't he? I think even he admitted he got bored. Could you imagine doing this all the way to Penzance? Ethan just volunteered to make the next one. Yeah, I knew you were funny, Larwood, but, you know, you should really be on the stage with comedy like that. Hey, I'm happy with the fact the scenario works. And if we see some other trains... Right, I've oiled the engine. How many stops is this? This is number 9. 22 is Swindon. Yeah, Ethan's never made me a coffee, despite me showing him how to make a coffee. He's never made his mum a cup of tea, so I don't think he could make a cup of tea. I don't think he's allowed to use the kettle. Oh yeah, Larwood's got a really good sense of humour. He's got quite a warped sense of humour. Anybody who wants some toast? Right, ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be arriving at Ivor. Nice guy. How do I like my toast in the morning? Wow. The old pickup lines are the best. Ah, you're a waffle guy. Jam on toast. God, I can't remember the last time I had jam on toast. I've got bread. I've got so much bloody bread in the house now. I bought 2 loaves of bread last Friday that go out of date today. And then ordered some paracetamol this morning through Amazon at Morrison's, and then ordered some more bread. I've got so much bloody bread in the house. Always seems a shame to throw it away. And yes, I know I could freeze it. Ain't gonna happen. Right, Langley. Lemon curd. I don't know why we're getting traction issues. Is it an uphill thing? Is it a downhill thing? It can't be a load thing, surely. It's quite good if it's realistic. You can actually do this, so you start the train in cold and dark as well. So you can actually spawn it in with the engine not running. I should do that. Now I know how to fiddle around with the code. Well, I copied and pasted it, but... Right, so 1.2 miles to Langley. Then it's Slough, Burnham, Taplow, Maidenhead, Twyford, Reading, Tilehurst, Pangbourne, Goring and Streatley, Chelsea, Didcot, Swindon. There's like 25 miles between Didcot and Swindon. Then we'll get to put this thing for its paces. Tomorrow, by the way, back with some airport sim in multiplayer. I'm going to be doing that again. I know. And Dorset's probably sure that he won't be operating the tug. Friday night we got some trucking and tunes. Saturday when I get back from my train adventure, will be some Wreckfest. Haven't done that in a while. And then Sunday, after a couple of weeks away from it, back on the farm. Right, we are now arriving at Langley. Every time I think of Langley, I think of the FBI headquarters, aren't they, in Langley? Langley, Virginia. Yep, train's definitely going to Barry Island. Up here we at Langley Park. It's a bloody village. That's not how Michael speaks, but you know, it's the only accent I could think of instantly. When they dig a land down in Somerset. Right, Slough is next. Oh, it's a CAI, not FBI. CAI? CIA. That gear change alone is enough reason to buy this. Oh, blimey, got 2 miles. Give it the beans. Yeah, the interior is far too modern. I will change that for next time. You want the old bus seats, that's what you want. You want it good and hard. I like it hard. Well, in theory, we should... There's double yellows that side. We shouldn't get caught behind anything. I remember going on buses when they had those seats in. With like the chrome handle on the top. Slough. There you go. I'll change my horn, which you can do. You can. There's 4 different horns. You can change the horn. You can change the clag factor. So the amount of smoke you get. You can change the bounciness as well. I think I got it set at about 3. So hopefully when we get the one for Train Sim World 4, that's got the right amount of bouncy. I know it's a station. What do you take me for? Some kind of idiot? Don't answer that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now arriving at Slough. Change for Windsor trains, change for trains built in the last 20 years. And Sean Connery dead? But yeah, we've been going 50 minutes and we've got to Slough. Normally at 50 minutes I'd be in Swindon. And Brad Pitt? Yeah, not a fan of Brad Pitt. What did they say? There was something on the radio this morning when I was in the shower about the world's sexiest man or something. And it wasn't George Clooney. It was Dr. Dreamy from Grey's Anatomy. Patrick Dempsey? No, I'm definitely more of a George Clooney. Yeah, I really must do the Lizzie line from Reading in. That's what I could do on Saturday, look. I could go and ride the Lizzie line from Reading. Hey, don't put yourself down, Michael. You haven't met Crispy yet. Right, 1.6 miles to Burnham. So we're over halfway. Well, stations-wise, we're over halfway. Station 22 is Swindon. But we haven't seen this thing get above 60 yet. Especially with brakes as bad as they are. We've got to be really careful. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Pacer coming for Train Sim World 4. So hopefully I can bring it to you on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now arriving at Burnham. And don't forget, it's also the first time that Ed's meeting Crispy that Saturday morning as well. That's the one I want to see. All the years of all the torment that Crispy's given Ed on the farm, all the abuse. And finally they get to meet. That's the reason we went to bloody Manchester. Welcome aboard this service to Barry Island. Oh, Crispy, be quiet. Even, well, obviously I was out last Saturday with Ethan and Crispy. I'm not saying Crispy didn't say anything, but he's very quiet. And he is genuinely, I think he's genuinely, it's one of the, it's, when you've got an online persona, you can be a different person online. When you're face to face with someone, it's the real you. And Crispy is very quiet, very shy. That first trip he did with us in London, he hardly said a word. Right, Taplow is next. Well, exactly, Ethan. Especially as I spent, what, 3.5 hours today on the bloody phone with you? That's how bored I was. Well, I spent years working with the public, and so I'll talk to anybody about anything. That's an impressive knob. If I do say so myself. Why are we getting that gearbox for? Gearbox, got gearbox local, gearbox train. They're obviously modelled, and modelled well. Alright, show off, just because you'll get to Penzance before me. Only a little bit before me. We are now arriving at Taplow, station number 13, where we may or may not stop. Squeaky. You go wearing a beret. I think you're in France. Right, so that's Taplow. Maidenhead, Twyford, Reading, Tilehurst, Pangbourne, Goring and Streatley, Chelsea, Didcot, Swindon. Can we get there? What did I watch today about? Oh, it was the chef in Paddington 2. getting hit, Knuckles, getting hit round the head with a baguette. What a great film that was. Start watching that at like 8:30 this morning. Can you imagine being on this though if you're in a hurry? If you're like getting the train home, you've had a hard day, or like a Friday night, you get on your pacer and it's this, that's many lights, it's this painfully slow. With every gear change you'd be going like, oh come on, really? Hi Derek. The start of a new journey. Oh, exactly. If it had been like 3p cheaper to get the Pacer home than the quicker mode of transport, they'd be getting the Pacer, wouldn't they? Bloody 3p. It's quite funny. The guy I watch on YouTube that reviews food is from Barrow. I know, someone's got to be. And he will complain about how much things are. Like £1.50 for a bloody pie. £1.50 for a pie. It just reminds me of Nico. Right, Maidenhead is next. And I paid a £5 today to get stuff delivered from Morrison's. It's only money. No, well, I liked Rate My Takeaway. When he first started, he was quite good. And I think as he got bigger, not physically, I don't know, it just seemed to change. So I stopped watching. Yeah, but this guy's bald foodie guy, I think he's called. Yeah, he reviewed, he compared mince pies today. A £1 cafe. I'm going to have to go up there, aren't I? I'm going to have to go to that bit of the country, and I could have like a week away for like 25p. Oh, I like a mince pie. Yeah, first train, Penzance, arriving 15:12. It's 8:02. Calling at Taunton, Exeter St David. Yeah, not quite. I don't know what I paid for that coffee in Starbucks on Saturday, but it was a large caramel latte and two little, well, they weren't gingerbread men, they were like gingerbread Santas. 11 quid. Nico could have bought a house for that. Oh god, we got a long run now. 6 miles now to Twyford. Right, give it the beans. Okay, I've given it the beans. I don't think it likes beans. So we're due at Twyford at 8 a.m. ETA is 8:10. 10 minutes behind station 15. Who buys Tesco own brand beans? No. Just there's certain things you can buy that are own brand that are fine, not beans. God, the run from Didcot to Swindon is going to be painful, isn't it? I bought some Stockwell gravy granules once, thinking, what difference can there be? Holy crap. The saltiest brown liquid I've ever consumed. Train. Well, that's 60. Well, yeah, there's certain things you can probably get, own brand stuff, and it's absolutely fine. It's just some things, you know, you don't scrimp on. Yeah, I don't mind cheap spreads, like Lurpak equivalents and stuff like that. Right, we're about to hit our maximum speed of 75 miles an hour. Maybe. That's what he said. Or maybe we don't. .2 miles an hour. Is that it? Yeah, that run between Didcot and Swindon is going to be quite painful, isn't it? See, I'm one of those people that never, well, mainly because I only shop at Tesco's and Iceland. I never compare prices. I think with that being my job, I would, wouldn't you? I never even look at the price. I walk around, pick stuff up, put it in the basket, go to the checkout, pay for it, done. Right. Oh yeah, because it's remember the 8th of November. We're now arriving at Twyford. My car insurance renewal through today. Everyone at work's going, oh yeah, my car insurance has gone up, gone up from like £500 a year to like £1,300 a year. Everything's getting more expensive. Oh my God, it's going to be ridiculous. So I was thinking, oh God, have I got to like hunt around then trying to get a new price? I had my renewal through. I pay monthly. Went up by £3 a month. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll stay with them for another year then. Exactly. So it's just not worth the hassle. No, Saturday, Greg, not Sunday. The 11th hour of the 11th, 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, which is Saturday. £72. What, a month? Flipping heck. You run like a 20-year-old, like, Focus, whatever it is. How the hell is your insurance, like, £850 a year? Surely you'd only be third-party fire and theft, because you wouldn't want to insure that fully comp. Mine's, well, now it's at like £340 or something. Right, Reading, yeah, mind the gap. Hi, Derek, again. I'm sure we sense a deja vu going on here. Well, no, he came in earlier. No, I don't think he's paying £278 a month for his car insurance. Because he's not 17, he's not driving a Focus RS. Probably £278 a year. Right, Reading. Bloody hell, that is good. I've already got mine set at like 6,000 a year. Right, so you got Reading, Salhurst, Pangbourne, Goring and Streatley, Chelsea, Didcot, Swindon. Can we get there? Due to arrive at 8:54, but we're currently running 12 minutes late. Currently. And we haven't got to Reading yet. We could get to Penzance. Yeah, that's not happening because I'd still be here at like 3 in the morning. And I'm back to work tomorrow. Oh, indeed, Skippy. There's a couple planned for next year. Certainly do something in London again. Something on the south coast. Involving the Isle of Wight. And we'll be going back to York. Yeah, I'm back in at work tomorrow, 100%. And hi, the GWR user. Let me guess. You're a East Midlands Railway fan. That I feel like 50 times better than I did when I woke up this morning. Oh, we got to do the slowing down now. Hanji. Hanji? Okay. Who's Han? Skippy, thank you very much for that. GWR user, you are now one of us. Hang on, you gave the name of a TOC? Train operating company. I'll think about that. We're not all train geeks. Thank you, Skippy. We're now arriving at Reading. I was glad when I got here Saturday night. So I got on the train at Reading to go back to Swindon. Empty. About 2 minutes before we departed, I was on a table. Someone came and sat opposite me, but diagonally on the table. I thought, okay, that's fine, because I was against the window. About a minute before we departed, someone came and sat next to me. Like, really? And then proceeded to get their iPad out and watch a film, which I couldn't quite work out what it was. It had some subtitles on it. Got to Reading, or just pulling into Reading, and the guy opposite then got up, left the train. So I thought, right, woman that's next to me then, are you either going to then move to the other side of the table, or are you going to sod off somewhere else? Sat there. So anyway, we started pulling out of Reading, that she then decided to, and I started fidgeting about, she then decided to get up and move. Well, no, there probably were other seats, but I think, which Ethan said was the problem was, I went on the platform, I got in the first carriage, fatal mistake. And then everybody else does the same. Because I was there about 10 minutes before it left. If I'd have walked down the train, there wouldn't have been that issue. But some people just want to get on and then not wander and try and find a seat, don't they? Should have went first class. Yeah, I can't afford that. It was bloody expensive enough that day. There have been tickets to Clacton, tickets to Felixstowe. Right, we're now about to depart Reading. Would you be disappointed that you missed this, or would you be quite glad? Oh God, Nico never paid for first class. Don't forget this, the man that went on a 30-mile round trip to save 2p a litre on fuel. Nearly halfway. Yeah, you hear people at work going, oh yeah, I do my shopping on a Saturday, I go to Asda, then I go to Lidl, then I go to Aldi, oh then I go to Morrison's because there's so much stuff that's cheaper. By the time you spend your Saturday traipsing between supermarket and supermarket, the money you're spending on fuel to go between supermarket and supermarket, and the time you're spending, is it really worth it? No, never been to the Isle of Man. My kind is not welcome on the Isle of Man. You can't love man on the Isle of Man. You're not allowed. I should really start, because there's some nice stuff at Aldi and Lidl. I should really start going to Aldi and Lidl. But one of the main reasons I don't is because the ones near me don't have self-checkouts. And it means you've got to queue up with the people with the trolley fulls of stuff when you've only got a basket. And that annoys me, so I don't bother going. I wanted to go over the uppy downy bit. Right, 1.5 miles to Tilehurst. Users, what did I just say? The ones near me don't. But yeah, I do my shopping, well, normally in Tesco's, like 10 to 7 on a Saturday morning before the idiots get there. I'm wrong about the Isle of Man. Someone said in a stream the other week that the Isle of Man obviously got laws against loving man. Right, yeah. I do an Iceland delivery once a month. Right, anyway, Tilehurst is next. Oh, okay. Right, so I can go to the Isle of Man then. And yeah, can you remember when Aldi or Lidl first opened and nothing was barcoded? So the checkout operators had to know the price of everything and they had to key it all in, and they were so fast. We do need to get Michael to London next year. Decriminalised in 1992. So was I. Well, we need to find out who it was that said that and tell them to stand there and be wrong in their wrongness. There's also a lot of stuff they buy is from Germany, Ethan. Which I haven't got a problem with. Oh, excuse me. Right, so at Tilehurst. Pangbourne, Goring Streetley, Chelsea, Didcot, Swindon. Can we do that in the next hour? Should be doable. Thing is, they're open everywhere. You go away on holiday for a fortnight, come back and there's an Audi. It's a pair of brothers, wasn't it? Or it's a family thing. Oh yeah, and you get the arrogant staff going, can you put that at the end of the till? It's till's closing. We're opening another till for you shortly. Oh, don't even get me. Okay, when was it acceptable? Okay, I'm going to go on a rant now. When you used to see people on mobility scooters, okay, it was people that couldn't walk to the shops. Totally get that. Not a problem at all. They shouldn't be on the road. That's a whole different issue. So you leave your house in your mobility scooter, you go to the shops, and this is what used to happen. You'd park your mobility scooter outside the shop, you'd go in, you'd walk around, you'd do your shopping, you put it on your mobility scooter, you then go home in that because it was a long way, done. When did it become acceptable that you now just drive into the shop in your mobility scooter? No. Leave it outside, get out and walk. If you're unfortunate enough that you're not that mobile that you can't go shopping, then either get someone to do it for you, or someone to take you and push you around in a wheelchair, or get home delivery done. Or use the in-store one, because they're narrow. They're not the size of a car. Also, if I see one more idiot where you've now got the self-checkouts that are designed to take a trolley, if I see one more idiot with a trolley at the basket bit, I am likely to hit them round the head with something really heavy. And why don't the staff go, excuse me, sir, madam, the trolley section's that end. If you kindly just move down, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Exactly. It used to be the 10 items or less checkout, wouldn't it? Before self checkouts. And the amount of times I'd be stood in one of those and you'd be counting the number of items in the person's trolley, your basket in front, you'd be going, well, they've got more than 10. Then surely the checkout assistant should be going, excuse me, sir, you seem to have more than 10 items there. This is 10 items or less. If you just move, please. No, they don't, because they're scared of the customers. And finally, why do parent and child spaces, why are they right outside the bloody supermarket, and why isn't someone patrolling them? Because the amount of times when I go there at 6:45 on a Saturday morning, there's builders vans, in the parent and child ones right outside the shop. They're not taking their kid to work on a Saturday morning. Why isn't someone out there when people pull up looking in the window going, you've got no child in there, can you go move please? And why aren't they the other side of the car park? You've got a kid, either get the kid to walk, put it in its wheeled device so that you can then wheel it and take it into the supermarket. Disabled spaces should be outside the front of the store, not parent and bloody kids. And if you're one of those idiots that parks in a parent and child space when you haven't got a child, then you're an idiot. Shame on you. Wheeled devices, you know, pram pushchair thing. A wheeled device. And yes, I'm feeling much better. Ranty Steve has returned. Kind of works it actually when he takes his dad shopping. Now he's in his 50s and he takes his dad shopping. He parks in the parent and child. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Your dad's in his 80s. No one's really going to complain, are they? No, actually, I agree with that, Greg. Because the amount of times I take my folks away, and certainly going down to the coast or something like that, you can, yes, park on double yellows, so long as you're not in the way. And there's certain places where you wouldn't do it, and certain places where you would. Yeah, I have done it in the past. Well, no, because you're not my child, are you? Right, Goring and Streetley is next. I forgot we're actually doing the whole train thing. I was just going into ranty mode. So, Goring and Streetley, Chelsea, Didcot, and then the long run to Swindon. No, they can't park in bus lanes, they can't park in cycle lanes, they can't legally park in bus stops. They can use bus lanes, they can't park in them. Well, yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people don't care. I wouldn't dream of, and I go to the supermarket, right, early on a Saturday morning. I park in the same parking space if I can. That's just me. But I wouldn't dream of pulling into a parent and child space thinking, oh, it'll only be a couple of minutes. Or people that pull into a disabled space that aren't disabled. That's me. I wouldn't do it. But some people just don't care. Well, now, deliberately splashing someone's a bit evil, but when you do splash someone and you can't avoid it, it is quite amusing. Yeah, and say, when he's taking the folks out, the amount of time you'd spend trying to drive around looking for a disabled space. And then inevitably having to, which I got looked at a few times, because I go down to Southsea with the folks. Mum was registered disabled. She had chronic arthritis, so couldn't walk. So if we tried to park like opposite the hovercraft at Southsea, there's a little car park. If we could go and park there, great. Put Mum in a wheelchair, put your over to the amusements, that they were set there for a few hours. If there was no spaces there, we go to the one on the other side of the pub, because there's a few disabled spaces there, they were fine. If not, then what I would do is I would go and drop them off by the amusements. So pull up on the double yellows, drop them off, get mum in the wheelchair, stuff. No, never frowned about. On a couple of occasions, I then went round to the disabled space, found the space, parked, and I got the dirtiest look as I got out of the car, you know, perfectly fine, and walked away. So I bet there's people thinking, well, why is he parked there? He's not disabled. But, you know, a completely legitimate disabled badge. I would have dreamed of using it if mum wasn't in the car. Oh, no, I'm not saying you're not about being in a wheelchair, but I'm just saying mum was. Yeah, and no parking attendant's going to do you. Even the old man, if mum wasn't in the car and he went shopping, he wouldn't park in the disabled space. He'd go and park somewhere else. And he was 93 when he died. He was more sprightly than me. Problem is, it's the reason disabled spaces are bigger is because you need to get people in and out the car as well. Anyway, Goring and Streatley is the next stop. The white zone is for loading and unloading vehicles only. Do I get my humour off my dad? Oh, absolutely. He had the driest sense of humour ever. For those of you going to the meetup, if I remember, I'll show you a photo of my dad. He had such an odd sense of humour. There, at the top of the stairs in the house, there was like a toy dog. Well, there's two actually. There was a Dalmatian and a Doberman. Not they like Dobermans. About 2 foot tall. Sat down, paws in front, and depending on the time of year you went round to see the folks, would be depending on how that dog was dressed. So sometimes it would have a trilby on. In the summer, it'd be sat with a pair of sunglasses on and maybe a baseball cap. At Christmas, it would have a beard and a Father Christmas hat. There's a photo of my dad sat on the sofa with the dog next to him, the stuffed dog, with a hat on, and then my dad sat there with a trilby on. And that was just his humour. So yeah, I do get my humour from my old man. He had a very, very dry sense of humour. So yes, I miss him every single day. Right, Chelsea next. How am I tonight? 100 times better than I was yesterday. A ranty Steve has returned. No, not Chelsea. Chelsea. Well, okay. Yeah, all right. Oh, indeed, Skippy. And I'm not going to make this into a down moment, but because since they've gone, I've lost all contact with all my family as well. It makes times when I am alone more so. Certainly as I'm living in the house, well, that I grew up in, but I then, before they moved to their flat they were living in. So their memory is all around me. So yeah, it's difficult to not remember them, which is in a good way. I say, when I think about Dad's humour, it makes me smile. It really does. I think I've told this one before, but when my dad was in his... God, how old was he? Hang on. 20, 25, 35. When my dad was in his 70s, yeah, well, alive, I've still got three brothers. My sister died 5 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, when my dad was in his 70s, he had a double hernia. Kept quiet, blah, blah, blah. Had to go to the hospital to have it operated on. And because of where the hernia was, they had to do some extra surgery. And I was there when my mum was there. I was there. I think one of my other brothers was there as well. When the doctor came up to the side of the bed and said, "Right then, Mr. Chester, we can operate. It's not a problem. Everything's going to be fine. Unfortunately, because of the way the hernia is, we're going to have to remove a testicle." And my mum, as straight-laced as she could be, said, "That's all right. We don't need him anymore." In his 70s. It's brilliant. It's so brilliant. Yeah, both of them. Oh yeah, you can have testicles removed. Yeah, their humour. Well, you know, the films that they watched, and the films I grew up watching because of them. Well, their favourite actor was Cary Grant, who I've pretty much seen every one of his films. So it's that sort of humour, a lot of like slapstick, sort of dry comedy, and a lot of witty one-liners. What's the goal of the game? It's a train simulator, to simulate driving trains. No problem, Chris. I don't call a register or anything at the beginning of every stream. There's not any punishment for missing them. Unless your name's Crispy, then you do get ridiculed. Right, we're now arriving at Chelsea. And there's a brilliant, which anybody that's into really enjoyable, like Sunday afternoon films, there's a Cary Grant film called Father Goose. Highly employ anybody to watch it. Really good comedy. It's fantastic from the opening scene all the way through. Hi Ryan. I would verify your game files if you're getting crashing issues. So yeah, anyway, at the beginning of Father Goose, Cary Grant pulls up at this dock, and there's these drums full of fuel, and the two guys that he's there meeting are there, and he's trying to load his fuel onto his boat, and he says to he picks them up and he goes, come on, and he says to one of them, come along, empty hands make idle minds. And that is a saying that my old man used a hell of a lot. So there's little things that you remember and pick up from your parents. Yeah, empty hands make idle minds. And we also played at Dad's funeral. Played the theme to Father Goose because that was one of his favourite films. How are we all? Good. Is it Wednesday? I don't know. I feel really confused because I've been at work all week. Yeah, it's Thursday tomorrow. Right, Didcot is next. Well, family's important, Connor. I only bought this house off my brother because my parents were living here and my brother was going to throw them out because he wanted to sell it and move in with his girlfriend. So I couldn't see that happen because I'm too nice. So bought the house, which then caused me to split up with my ex. So I put my parents' health and life before my own, and then spent the next 10 years looking after them. Yeah. Which is also one of the reasons why I haven't spoken to my brothers for 3 years. Right. Anyway, we got 4 miles to Didcot. That sounds like a win-win. I have no regrets. Well, that's partly, yeah. Well, it's only because I used to finish work at 5, go and see the parents, make sure they're all right, then come here, then stream, then finish the stream, go to bed, get up, go to work, go and visit the parents. And people wonder why I never used to eat well. I never got time. I still don't. Now the streams start earlier, I still got the same amount of time. Within an hour of leaving work, I'm sat in front of the computer. Yeah, I would verify your game files on Steam. Yeah, I'm one of those, Michael. I'll put other people first before me. I wear my heart on my sleeve, as Ethan knows. Right, so we got Didcot in 3 miles. Then we got the long run to Swindon. So I think we're going to make it to Swindon. It's going to be close, though. I don't think we're going to get the time to be able to get any further than Swindon. Yeah, I'd have a hard job having a bubble bath. I haven't got a bath. Hi, Liam. Yeah, indeed, Skippy. I had a very close bond with my sister, who unfortunately lost to cancer 5 years ago. And it's never good when, as a parent, you've got to bury one of your own children. That day, I saw a completely different side to my old man. He was as solid as a rock that day. All the family, my sister's husband, the grandkids and stuff, like really struggled to control themselves at the funeral. My old man, solid. And I spoke to him afterwards and said, "Are you all right?" He said, "I had to keep it together for everybody else's benefit." So again, he put everybody else ahead of him, and he was the same way. Mum's happiness was more important than his happiness. Whether she wanted to watch on telly, they watched. He loved football, never watched it. Because he always used to say, oh no, your mother will get bored. And Mum would sit there and go, no, I won't. No, you will. And so when she spent a lot of time in hospital in the last couple of years. And he used to like watching Frost and Poirot. So I'd go and visit him in the evenings. And we'd sit and watch an episode of Frost together. And he felt really guilty. He never asked her anything. So I think I also get that from as well. I don't want for anything. Not from a financial point of view, but from a I've got things. Why do I want more things? But anyway, life is good. Now I have an annoying little purple idiot that brings joy to my life each day. Right, we're now arriving at Didcot, at 5 a.m. I spoke to him this morning at about 4 minutes past 7, so close. And yeah, again, I'm not going to turn it into a ranty thing. This community, if you're new to the streams, or you're new to the community, and I know a lot of places say this, but this community, there's something different. There's something special about the regulars that are here. In all the years I've been doing this, 7 that it's been, the current group of people, and this isn't something I've said before, the current group of people that we've got, and those people that are coming to the meetup in 3 weeks' time, are, I think, the most genuine people that we've ever had as part of the community. And I'm really looking forward to having some time to be able to, as a group, sit and chat in Manchester. So if you're new, say hi and get to know me, the regulars, these weirdos. If you maybe find that you haven't fitted in anywhere else in the past, this is the place for you. How you doing? Oh, unless you're from Wolverhampton. Yeah. Then you're not allowed. Right, we've got 24 miles to Swindon. My hometown. Oh, I don't get tired of that gear change. I've got to sort something for over Christmas to do a long journey in this. Maybe we carry on from Swindon next time. Your life's dream to go to Liverpool, get more dreams. I've been to Liverpool. It's not up there as, you know, I wouldn't say it's a bucket list place for me, but you know. Oh, excuse me. Surely we're going to get more than a 50 limit. It can't hold us at 50 all the way. It can't. Well, no, the main line's over there. I've got to get over there. Oh yeah, because this thing is going to do 125. Right, so the end goal was to get to Swindon, and it looks like we will get to Swindon. Oh, there we go. Right, 125 coming up. Almost to Chippenham. No. Oh, crap. Okay, yeah, that was a bit aggressive. Bloody hell. Yeah, that was definitely a bit aggressive. That was obviously waiting for us to cut across. Oh, okay, rain happened. Yeah, I'm going as fast as I can. This is it. This is all it'll do. I was going to have that today. This afternoon, in fact. But then I spent like, I think it was 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes on the phone to Ethan. And then, well, didn't. Two hours and 30 minutes. Well, it was close. Oh God, no! When I'm eating like that this late at night. I had a, what did I have? I had a chicken tikka masala. Well, yeah, you're mainly on the phone while I was getting frustrated with this. Right, 19 miles. Make Wipey go fast. We need this bit of line in Train Sim World 4. That's what we need. So yeah, with the new Pacer coming out on Tuesday next week with the Blackpool, Orme, the Preston thing line. I'm hoping to bring that to you on Monday. And then if it's any good, then we'll spend a couple of days doing all of that line next week. And then that'll start the Round Britain Pacer Tour. That's the one. But after this, the next stream's going to be tomorrow night with some airport sim. Me, Greg, Dorset, and, well, if Crispy turns up, Crispy. Leave Dorset in the office. No. I think Dorset will not volunteer to do any tug work. Yeah, well, Crispy hasn't been around last night and tonight. He didn't volunteer last time. No, this is true. Oh, God. I forgot about track IR sometimes. I'm just adjusting my seating position. Yeah, this is the longest stretch we've got between stations. Didcot to Swindon. A whopping 73 miles an hour. So yes, the hope was that we would get to Swindon, and we will. Yeah, my idea was, which I still might do over Christmas, was to split this journey into 3 bits, because this route actually goes all the way to Penzance, 264 miles away down there. So my thought was the first section being Bristol, then Bristol to Plymouth, and then Plymouth to Penzance. How far am I away from the train station? Less than 2 miles. Oh, is it going to stop raining now? There doesn't seem to be any new rain. Yay. Yeah, I think its top speed is 73.2 miles an hour. Because we're on a completely flat track. Yeah, so this would be a really long run. And we're going to be, what, 18 minutes late? Currently, anyway, arriving into Swindon. Yeah, open the windows slows you down. Well, unless this is modelled really accurately, the other version we were getting like mid-80s. So I actually quite like this for its realism. It gives a tour of Swindon as we approach. What, the railway, the bridge that I had a wee off of. I thought about that when I left Swindon the other morning. I had a wee off that bridge. Over the tracks. Coming back from a Christmas drinks. Walking home. Get Google Maps up and show my house. In MSFS, I landed behind the house in a helicopter, obviously off stream. Need to do that again at some point soon. Need to whip my chopper out. And then do a flight. Yeah, indeed. Right. Yeah, so tomorrow night airport sim. Friday night we got some trucking and tunes. Is it Z this week? I think it might be Z. Then Saturday night Wreckfest. Haven't done that in a long time. I wonder if the Voith gearbox is any quicker. I wonder if this is gear limited, because they wouldn't expect this thing to be going flat out. It would definitely make the trip down to Penzance a lot longer. I think it was 8.5 hours when we first did it. And considering it's going to take, what, 2.25 hours to get from Paddington to Swindon, which now takes 50 minutes. Okay, we're stopping at every stop, but nine miles to go. Oh, that was a bit bumpy. Yeah, so next week on Monday, I'll be bringing you the new Pacer in Train Sim World 4. So if it's any good, then we'll do that on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Swindon, the home of your bank, nationwide. Is Derek not doing Wreckfest? If he's not ticked. Can't remember this being this foresty that way out. Pacer on the Bakerloo. Challenge accepted. I just hope it's as good as we want it to be. Ed won't be there for Wreckfest. He's already made an excuse, and he's going to flip in ice hockey. And I bet if we arranged it for like 2 weeks' time, so the week before Manchester, there'd be some excuse then as well. I know. Well, yeah, he said, oh, I didn't know when you'd be doing it. I reckon he's got a new significant other who's into a bit of ice hockey. There could be a new Mrs. Ed, because he was away last weekend. Oh, we were we'll reschedule it. Well, I'll find out when he's available and then we'll do it then. No, Liz is his sister. You know, there's keep it in the family and there's keep it in the family. I thought that's more for areas of Dorset and Norfolk. Hang on, though, Dorset's more chuck your keys in a bowl, isn't it? Right, 5 miles out. Oh, that's slightly evil, Dorset, but I like your thinking. Well, no, because he'd just stay on the farm. This is Ed. He'd go, oh no, I've had a stressy week, I need to chill out on the farm. We could find Susan when we went to go to Manchester. That's where he was last seen. Turn the server off. Yeah, but he's got admin rights to the server. Yeah, he's got to know certain someone in his life. As long as he doesn't bloody drop out of anything we got planned for 3 weeks' time, because he's the only reason we're going to bloody Manchester. If he all of a sudden comes up with some sort of, oh yeah, something's cropped up. No, it bloody hasn't. I know his address. I will be going to his house. Right, 3 miles to go. Into Swindon we come. Yay! That's probably the bridge I'll be going over tomorrow morning. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're now approaching Swindon. Our final stop for this evening. Yeah, Tesco's is over here. Although actually it's probably a bit further down. That's the bridge I had a wee off. Because this was done before they opened up the platform on the left. This was done when they only used to use the island platforms. The platform on the left was only used by the Royal Mail. The Magic Roundabout, see about a mile that way. Yeah, I said to you tonight that I first got on a train. One year when Tesco's is going to be over there. Drove the folks down to Breen or something like that in their car, got the train back to Swindon, got off, went home, came back, went through the barriers, walked all the way down the end, as I'd always done, to get on my train to Bristol, because it was just arriving. Wonder where it was, and then saw it pulling out, because I didn't realise they'd opened up platform 4. Because it only used to be, you'd have the westbound and eastbound would just work off the central bit. Yeah, so this platform was never for passengers. You'd only be this side and that side. I know I'm coming in on platform 4. I didn't realise this was set. I don't know when platform 4 was opened. But here we are at Swindon Station, where I was at whatever time that was, 9 o'clock on Saturday night. But I got off on that platform. And the car was parked over there. "2003. Bloody hell. Yeah, you can't cut across from 4 over there. So they've got to come in here and go over there. You can't cut across here and go up towards Cheltenham. 20 years ago. Hey, I was only 4. Done. Right. We will save that. And we will carry on from there next time. We will start from Swindon. So yeah, target's complete. 0 out of 66. Useful. Thanks for that. Are we going to Barry Island? Well, it's because of the Transport for Wales livery I used, which I've got to carry on doing now because that I need to, okay. Well, we'll see. I might start again, or might start from Penzance. We'll see. I just wanted to see how far we'd get and see what the train was like on a longer run. That was the aim of this evening. And succeeded. Well, yeah, it was a traumatic experience trying to get the right combination of engine and gearbox until I realised it's all about numbers you type in. And you just pick the livery you want and then type the numbers in and it puts in the engine and gearbox. I now know how it works. Oh, it was. Ethan was on the phone to me while I was trying to do it. It was a stressful experience. So there we go. We will end there. More trains then back on Monday, where I'm going to be back with Pacer in Train Sim World 4. Yeah, that's going to be good. Next stream, though, back tomorrow night with some airport sim in multiplayer. And then Friday night, some trucking and tunes. Yeah, thank you, Dorset. I am not looking forward to the amount of emails I'm sure I've got in my inbox after being off work for 3 days. It's going to be an interesting Thursday. But I imagine it's going to go quite quickly. So there we go. Thanks to you lot in chat for keeping me company for the last 2 and a bit hours. And to these people as well. Thanks to the GWR user, well, to Skippy for that one, and to the moderation team for doing, well, I'm sure you did something. I'm not sure what, but you did something. There we go. I will be back with idiots. 3 of them. You banned someone. Yeah, but you shouldn't have done. But, okay. I'll be back with idiots tomorrow night to play with planes. Until then, if you have been, thanks very much for watching.